Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd, and today is Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. And as you see behind me, I'm telling you, do not surrender your driver's license, or if you only have an ID and that's what you're using as your state ID because you don't have a passport, do not surrender it. And I'm telling you why. Okay. And I'll get into that in just a second. But first, I have to stand up and admit I made a mistake because I surrendered mine. Really not knowing why, thinking the whole contract thing. So let me dive into exactly what's going on here and why you should not surrender your license or ID yet. Right? You knew there had to be something there. So right. So while we're doing that, why don't you like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below. You want to reach me, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. TheFearlessFloydShow.com is my website. I have a store there. I've got merchandise, trust classes, trust books, ebooks, real physical books. We're writing into the book. This is part of the book that we're writing. There's a time and place for everything, and there's a time and place that this should happen, i.e., surrendering. All right. I'm going to go back to the very beginning. My experience. How did I learn about the whole surrender process? Through watching one of A6 Grind Time's YouTube shows on Sunday night. One of his viewers, subscribers, something hit him up about there's a form where you can surrender your driver's license. So everybody, kind of caught on to that was in that little group, that little clique, because he has a Telegram group as well that's invite only. It's a closed group that I'm a part of as well. So what I did is I looked in Texas. Boom, found the DL 174 form that's from the Texas Department of Public Safety. So I looked at it, and it's just a basic, simple form. Actually, here, let me pull it up, show you guys what it is. I've done videos on them before, so um, DL should pop up. Or, yep, that's it. All right, this is the state of Texas DL 174 form. And there's the form number right there. Let me blow this up for you guys. All right. Basically, all I did is I took this form right here and redid it, turned it into an affidavit, and I put a place that you can attach my driver's license. I have some two-way tape, um, and that's what I did. Okay, I didn't send this form in. This is the public side. That's what this form's for. When you do an affidavit, that's the private side. All right. So I jumped on the bandwagon. Boom. I filed my own affidavit, my own form creation, which is it's probably in here as well. Uh, Maybe that's it. My laptop's running very slow. Okay, yeah. This is the template. Shrink it down for you guys. There we go. This is what I made. And this is the template for other people that I made to send out. It says place for your driver's license, your notary seal, you get your notary sign off on it. And, of course, it's got my copyright on it. I made it my own. Okay. As a peaceable traveler, not for hire, non-commercial, private, American national, and not a U.S. citizen. See, now in hindsight, because I did this so long ago, I, of course, correct that. But there's a time and place for everything that you do. Okay. So obviously, we know that there is a private side and a public side to the driver's license, simply because when I did this form, I didn't even know about filing the public side with the DL 174. However, Jesse emulated the process and filed this affidavit. And then after he had submitted that, he got pulled over, and the officer informed him that he still had a driver's license. So he had to go to DPS and he found out, oh, yeah, we see that you surrendered it over here, but you need to surrender it over here and you need this form. And she handed him a DL 174, which is right here, this form. And then right here, it says notary public in and for the state of Texas or slash authorized officer. So boom, she signed off on it right then and there. Done deal. Public and private. So Jesse told me about that. I'm like, oh, damn, now I got to go back to DPS and do it again and do the DL 174. So Jesse and I were up in Austin anyway, went to the Secretary of State's office doing a bunch of different filings at health department as well with birth certificates and death certificates. Um, so we ventured on over there, and I went in and did my I'm sorry, public surrender. Spoke to a supervisor, was informed that absolutely I had nothing in their database. I was free and clear. And I made him tell me this because my ID issued by the state of Texas was stolen by one of my ex-girlfriends who stole my social security number, everything. And I had to file a police report on all that and get a police number, police report number uh, for that whole thing. So I wanted to make absolutely sure that both my ID, because I had reported it stolen, and my driver's license on both sides, I was just not in their database anymore. Well, apparently somehow I was still stuck in their database on some bullshit. So that's being cleared up right now. Actually, I need to call them tomorrow morning. Oh, that's a good reminder. Yes. So my point being is that we know that there's a private and a public surrender. However, there's time and place for everything. The time and place to do your surrender is not just anytime, not today, not tomorrow. You have to have certain things in place. And when I explain this to you, how this should roll, it's going to click and you're like, all right, yeah, that makes sense, Fearless Floyd. That explained everything. So, to this day, nobody can really tell me anything other than you're uncontracting with the state. I don't think you can really ever uncontract with the state. Um, yeah, I just, you're always in their database. All you gotta do is give them your old driver's license number, and they're gonna be able to pull it up. So it's still there. But the point being is there's a process that leads you up. to the point where you want to do surrender. You're going to have to do a surrender because it's part of changing your status and standing. Okay. As I tell everybody, when I went through just a mountain of material when I first got turned on to all this stuff, first conclusion I had from all my legal research and legal experience was it seems like the first thing you should do is change your name. That just makes sense because you're trying to go back and correct the record because for your entire life, you filled out an apartment application and, your name's Franklin Jefferson Templeton, and they put Frank J. Templeton. It's not you. They just created an alias and you acquiesce to it. So you acquiesce that alias. And now that alias is in your database and it's attached to you. It's attached to your social, it's attached to your driver's license, your date of birth, your address, all that. And every time you do that, you get a lazy cop and he doesn't want to write out the full name. He gives you an alias. So you get booked and get charged, and now you're in the court. Now you're in the court's records under an alias, not your full real name, not Floyd.Tarvin IV. So along the way, you've been acquiescing to this string of aliases, and if you've been doing it so long that you have absolutely no idea how many aliases you've actually acquiesced to. You could get a good guess, probably be close, but all of us getting 100% accurate, highly unlikely. Point being is we made a mess of our life and we need to go back and clean it up. How do we do that? Name change. Part of the book that we're coming out. All right. I've already researched all 50 states. I've got the links. I've got, all you gotta do is click on the link and it's going to pull up their blanket boilerplate petition, their boilerplate order or decree. And it gives you, I have all the requirements for every 50 state. It's in the book, first chapter. That's, I don't think it's first chapter, but first main thing that's discussed in the book. Okay. So the reason I tell everybody to change names, it's not so much that I need to get my name from, all capital Floyd.Tarvin IV to proper grammar. Okay. That's kind of the ruse. What I really want to do is I want to correct the record. It's all the other information in the petition and as well as in the decree. Some information is required, other information is not. I tell everyone your imagination is your only limitation to what you can put in your petition and in your decree. Now, would I go batshit crazy and put in every minor little detail of what I envision this fantastical life with unicorns and glitter and fairy dust and all that shit? Okay, go ahead. But for the most part, no. But what you try to do is correct it. So if you want to be, a U.S. national, boom, you state it in there. If you want to be a non-14th Amendment U.S. citizen, you can state it in there. If you say I want to be non-taxable, we'll state it in there. Like I said, your limitation. You can state, my mother's will was not to be enslaved into involuntary servitude. Like I said, I'm of age of majority. All disabilities of minority have been removed or disabled at the age of 18 on such date. I mean, like I said, your imagination is your only limitation. So don't stop yourself. So let me explain the process. All right. For name change here in Harris County, it's really pretty simple, basic. Boom. You upload the petition and decree to the through a third-party web portal. Boom, it goes to the clerk's office. Clerk approves it. They'll assign you a case number. All right. Same time, you already need to have two fingerprint cards done. Just go to any passport place or any police substation or whatever, sheriff's deputies, whatever. Get two of those. You're going to need to get a money order for the DPS, Texas DPS, and for the FBI. You'll send it there to the address for the DPS. They're going to process that, send it to the FBI, and then they're going to send it all back and go, okay, he's clear. That's who he is. All right. So that's all they're doing. Meanwhile, after you ever uploaded everything to the court clerk through the third party portal, the clerk's going to send you a notification telling you you need to upload a copy of your government issued ID. Hence, don't surrender your driver's license or ID until you have a valid one in place ready to use. Okay, it's all going to make sense here in a second. You're going, oh, okay. Dang, Floyd, you're right. Uh, 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 mm, Name change, correct record, upload decree. All right. So the clerk's going to hit you back and they're going to want you to send a copy of your certificate of live birth or live birth certificate or whatever that looks like in your jurisdiction with your style and case number on it, as well as a copy of your ID like you see behind me with your style and case number. So basically you would scan this and then overlay it with, some type like Paint or some other software program like I did right behind me with the do not surrender. That's Paint. All right. So then you would upload it back to the courts. Once court gets that, verifies that, then they're gonna set you up a court date. All right. They're waiting to hear back from the DPS to verify whether or not everything's on the up and up. So you're going to get a court date here in Harris County. The last one, name change that I participated in, it was a Zoom call. So they sent us a Zoom link through email and said, such date at this time. You need to open up the Zoom link and participate. So on that date, boom, opened it up. It said you're in a waiting room. Then they popped on. Are you such and such? Yes. Okay. Hang on. We're going to go run through the docket and we'll get back to you. So we just sat there for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Boom, they popped on, with the judge. Hi, how are you? Are you such and such? Yeah. Okay. I need to swear you in. Boom, boom, swore her in while I'm sitting there and next to her. And he goes, all right. Why do you want to change your name, ma'am? And she said, to honor my mother, honor my father, honor my creator, and to correct the record, sir. All right, granted. Have a nice day, Miss Bloop. Zoom link was gone. That quick. That's all it took. So, uh, like I said, it's an opportunity for you to correct everything. Okay. All these affidavits you're filing, blah, 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 here, you can take care of it all right there. Get you an exemplified copy of your name change decree once you get it signed by the judge. Okay. Once you get that exemplified copy, then boom, you don't have to. Okay. But you can. If you're doing a seal process and if you understand what I'm talking about, then you'll get that right off the bat. If not, then that's another whole process. 7 seals, collection of seals. So do you want to get it authenticated on the state level and then eventually get it authenticated on the federal level? All right. There's people who want to argue about that all day long, about whether it's valid in the United States or not. Hey, look, I took my double authenticated certificate of live birth, and that's what I used to get my passport. So I sent it to the U.S. Department of State, which is the United States, like really the United States. And they accepted it. So I don't know what to tell you guys, because people want to argue with me about that, and it's no argument. I'm just sharing you my experience. I've had zero issues utilizing a double authenticated anything, whether it's my exemplified name change decree or my certificate of live birth. Absolutely. So that's not an issue. Uh, so once you get that done and you get your name change done, then you want to move next step is to correct your social security card. So if you have your old one, you can tell them you lost it, whatever. You can send them your old one, but you're going to do a SS5FS and you're going to get a new social security card. And more likely than not, it's going to have an H alpha numerical character on the back in red. All right. So that's your next step. And then your next step after that is to do your passport process. I highly encourage everybody to use James C. Lovett, aka the Bad Wolf. Go check him out. He's on YouTube, blacksite23 .com. Go check him out. The Bad Wolf. James C. Lovett on YouTube. He's the passport guru. Okay, there's Copper Moonshine Still. I think USFLs has a process out there. That's who I used for my name change process. No, my passport process. I'm sorry. I got it from my buddy, the late Andre Harris. Dark Side. So that's the steps you need to take. So obviously, you did your name change, right? Okay. But you had to use your old credentials to do your name change. So now you got your name change. Okay, you got your got extra copy of your exemplified copy, and you've sent at least one up to or taken it to your Secretary of State to get it authenticated, and then sent the other one to Sterling, Virginia to get authenticated. And you're waiting on that. Boom, you do your Social Security process. Boom, you do your passport process. Uh, and then what's left? Okay, boom, I got my new passport card. I got my new passport book, but yet my other credentials are my old name credentials, which is my old driver's license, my old state driver's license or state issued ID, which you see behind me, right? So now you need to go get new credentials under your new information, your new status and standing. So you take the D, whatever it is in your jurisdiction, but here in Texas, you would take a DL 174 and then the affidavit form that hit me up, I'll send it to you. That affidavit form and submit, both. You can walk them in, you can mail it in. I would walk them both in and make sure, you go to a little, don't you, the little lady up front or the little guy up front, they're going to try to handle it themselves, but I would actually go talk to a supervisor in one of the little cubicles and handle it there. Because what you want to do is once you surrender the driver's license or ID or both back to the uh, Texas Department of Motor Vehicles or Texas Department of Public Safety or whatever that looks like in your venue, okay, you need some new credentials. So if you're going to drive, you want a new driver's license with your new name on it, but you're going to come in a different position. You're not going to come in this position that you were in on your old credentials because why? You've changed all that legally. Now you have, I got a double authenticated exemplified name change decree, dude. Ha ha ha. Let's think about that. Right? Is it starting to make sense? Because you're going to get a DL or an ID in another position, a better position. And once you're in that better position, you got some wiggle room to play. And that's what we're looking for. If you're setting all this up, it's a process, but it has to be done correctly. And there's other things you can be doing at the same time while you're doing these other things, in a parallel movement, because some of this is going to happen haphazardly and staggered because some things are going to take a little longer just through the governmental process. Some of you are going to have to use the mail. Some of you are going to be able to use overnight mail there and back because you can afford it. Others just have to use whatever they can afford, whether it's first class, certified, or registered, 2-day priority or priority express mail overnight. So it's a money thing, how quickly, or or you just like drive 5 miles down the road and boom, right there's your Secretary of State and you can do everything in one day because you're in the town that has everything. Or opposed to me, I'm in Houston, Texas, Secretary of State's in Austin, Bureau of Vital Statistics, Austin. Okay. Austin. So I've got to drive to Austin. So usually what I do is I drive to Austin. I'll go get my certificates of live birth, death certificates, birth certificate, whatever. I'll go straight to the Secretary of State's office, get them authenticated, go straight to FedEx, boom, 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 send it off Sterling, Virginia with a return FedEx, and 30 days turnaround. But that's me having to drive to Austin to take care of that. Now, if I had to rely on the mail going back and forth, it would take much longer. So there's a timeline in there that you have to be aware of. You need to set up a trust, your revocable trust, or whatever that looks like for you, however you want to set that up, get your EIN for that. You want to get your non-interest bearing bank account, get your TDA accounts, so those can connect. Okay. You see how all this is like starting to connect, and then you go start doing appointments and power of attorneys. And now we're getting into a whole bunch of minutia. But what the whole point of this video, don't surrender your driver's license. And I say this because, I had people call me and I was like, and they're telling me I got pulled over and I got a ticket for no driver's license, because I had private plates or I didn't have my car registered or, some stupid reason. And then boom, these tickets pile up. And then the first thing y'all want to do is try to challenge them without really understanding and have the knowledge and the experience to go in and handle these, settle in the matter, much less even going trying to litigate the matter. Okay. Most of y'all start throwing this, I'm gonna call it what it is, sovereign citizen paperwork at them, and it goes nowhere. And then you get in a muddy hole and you're like, Floyd, 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 Floyd. And I'm like, well, okay, well, So like I said, I'm guilty. I stand up and take responsibility for doing something stupid without really understanding why I was doing it. But I did it anyway. And I paid the price because when I went to Puerto Rico, I couldn't even rent a vehicle. I had to Uber everywhere or walk or take a scooter or ride a bike or, whatever, any mode of transportation. I like walking. I got tons of exercise. It was great. Fun time. So, but I would like to have spent more time in other towns and cities in Puerto Rico, except, I went to two. Actually, I'm sorry, I went to three. So, you don't want to go on vacation and get caught with your pants down, not be able to rent a car because you don't have a driver's license. You have to have a driver's license. Okay. And I tell everybody this. What we want to do is we want to blend in. We don't want any trouble, no hassles. Okay. If they want to pull us over, they want to give us a ticket. Okay, man. They're just doing their freaking job. That's all they're doing. Let them do their job. Okay. It's just like the bus driver. You don't have to bitch at the bus driver about, God, it's $1.25 now. Now I have to always have that extra quarter, or I get 75 cents in change. I never have the proper amount. I don't have 5 quarters in my pocket. I always got, $2 or a $5 bill. Dude, bitch at him. He's just a great bus driver. He doesn't have anything to do with that. Same thing. But like I said, there's a process. Don't get ahead of yourself. Don't get caught with your pants down. Don't get pulled over running private plates when you're not protected. Your car's not in your trust. Your car's not paid for. You know, you don't have a driver's license to present them. You don't have anything for insurance. You know, some people can handle themselves on the side of the road. Some people have no business doing any of this because they just can't handle themselves in front of cops. Believe me, I got close friends who are just like ticket magnets. I mean, magnets. I mean, they get like 3 tickets every month. Every month. It's stupid. I'm like, damn. I mean, I would see if I saw a cop and had that many tickets, I'd be like, cop, freeze. I can't go anywhere. I'm in panic mode. Go away, go away, go away. Yeah. So What I'm trying to, prevent from you is just having one more thing to have to litigate or deal with or process or pay for or expend time, money, and energy. Just stop. Okay. To get your car fully legal, up to date, inspected, registered, put it in your trust if it's paid for. Get you a little old driver's license, but do the process first. Okay. Name change is it cost in different in various jurisdictions here in Harris County. It's $275. The whole thing with your fingerprint card, mailing everything off, blah, 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 about $325. Wham, bam, thank you, Matt. About that quick, too. So, like I said, it varies in your jurisdiction. I advise everybody to do it. So, for about $200, get your car requires inspection, registered. So now you have an inspection sticker if that's required, or it's at least in the database. You have a registration sticker or a sticker or a license plate that's valid, up to date. It doesn't say any arcane, stupid ass shit on it that some cop's not going to recognize, or gonna recognize it in a bad way and not in a good way, and light your ass up. uh, and then when you do have that encounter, you do have a driver's license and it is valid and all the information is correct. But the names have changed to protect the innocent. And if you want to know how, stay tuned. So please don't surrender your state issued ID or driver's license until you're ready at the proper time. Do it prematurely, you may pay a penalty that, probably having a little litigation that you don't want to be involved in, or you just may not have the right credentials at the right time to do the right things because you gave them up too early. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave a comment below, ask me a question. I'm always available at the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. Thefearlessfloydshow.com is my website. I've got a store with some kick-ass merchandise. You're going to build a trust. I've got the books, 7 different trusts: revocable, irrevocable, express trust, charitable trust, foreign trust, all kind of trusts. Check it out. It's available. Still got them. Physical soft covers, 2 volumes, and the ebook, as well as classes, are still available. And please, folks, don't get in a wreck by doing something stupid like me and surrendering your driver's license way too early, prematurely, like fixing to have sex and yeah, I'm sorry, honey. Oh. Well, all the magic's gone. Well, no, I mean, you get it.